Hey guys, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Hey Chirpy, hey Chris, Machine in Z, Mark. Good morning, Chirpy. It's good to see you still up, or terrible that you're not already in bed or something. You too, Chris. Up late. Don't know if I've done much this weekend. I feel like I've done a lot. It's been a pretty active weekend, but I haven't really got a lot to show for it, probably. Hey JB. So where do we start? Gosh. A really bad ball joint on my camera mount that needs replacing at some point. I've got another one to do it, like a proper head for it, but it hasn't happened yet. Hey Curly. Hey John. And oh, yep. So Chirpy missed this last week. I haven't done a lot more on these. They're pretty much finished. They've got to have little plates with the pressure on them. And there's a Mr. Pete video popped up. We're back. Yeah. These are just about finished anyway. They're going to make little plates with pressures and test dates and things on them, and then pressure test them. I've got valves done here somewhere. Don't know where they went. I've got shrouds or stands for them made, more or less made. There's still a bit of work to do on them, but they're getting very, very close to being posted off, which is awesome. A bit excited about that. Hey, Tommy Gunn and Raymond, hi. They are pretty good. I think they're going to be really nice boiler. They're fairly efficient design, I think. For a 1937 craft magazine, they're really not too shabby. I like the design. I'm sort of wishing I made another one to sell. But we'll get them right and we'll get them sorted and build the engine. There's enough projects. So I haven't done a lot to them this weekend. I did see that, Chirpy. If you have a look at Stan's website, the address is there. That's probably the best Barzy Industrial. Same goes for all you guys who want to send lots of presents to me when you're in America. Barzy Industrial. Anyway. Otherwise, I wouldn't spend the money on your shops. Cam made this flywheel pattern, and it looks a bit insipid. It's a bit small, really, or a bit light for a petrol engine. It's make a nice steam engine flywheel, and it will get probably used for that. But this is for the Stewart 400, and I've been working on this. So I've got, this is a beautiful flywheel casting. This is from Martin Model in the USA. Can't recommend them enough, really. Still wants about 2.5 mil, 3/32 of an inch or something off that side. And I'll have to set him up somehow. But this side's down to where it needs to be. So really pleased with that. There's still a bit of weight in there. There's about 1.5 kilos, 1.7 or something. So it's 3.5 pound. That's down from what it was. Which was about 6-7 pounds, something like that. So I've taken 1.5 kilos off the outside of it. But it's starting to look all right. And it's about the same size as this one. It might be a fraction smaller, this one, but cam wasn't far out. But it needs that extra bit of width in here and a bit more weight in here, I think, and in the spokes. In a petrol engine, it needs a bit of inertia, and there's only one flywheel. So that's what I've been working on. I was going to set it up on the faceplate to machine the other side. It really doesn't matter how concentric it is. It wants to be somewhere near, but all we've got to do is machine this side off here and this. So this is already square and concentric and all that sort of stuff. So all we've got to do is face this off and face this off. Everything else is done. So it needs bolting up. But because of the 5 curved spokes, I can't really get 2 bolts in there, I don't think. So I might set this up in the 4-jaw again. We'll see how we go with that. I thought it'd be a lot more difficult the first time, but it wasn't. This flywheel, actually, the casting had about 4 or 5 thou run out one way. So it was 4 or 5 thou wider this way than this way. Shrinkage, I guess, because that's where the gate was. And probably pattern shake too when it came out of the mould. But it's nothing. I mean, 4 or 5 thou is nothing. I was really impressed at that. So it's beautiful cast iron. It's got a bit of a skin on it, but we got under it. I didn't bother normalising or heat treating it or anything. We got under it pretty easy on my lathe, so it wasn't too bad at all. And that's the first part of the Stewart 400 engine starting to come together. Hi, Stephen. You're up early too. I don't know whether daylight saving has gone the wrong way or the right way for you guys, but there we go. So, I might put this away. At some point, I'd like a new casting for this. Clark, if you're watching, that might be a project, or maybe I'll just buy one somewhere and thread it. But I think we've got the bearings right in the lathe. Because that's 5 inches diameter, which is right out on the outside with a tiny little tool post, and at about, turned at about 450, 500 RPM. And there's no chatter in that at all. So really pleased with that. And we didn't use a lot of oil. We're using a bit on higher speed, but I think that's probably just because there's a gap in the back in the thrust race and centrifugal force is throwing it out. But we can probably fix that too without a lot of effort fairly soon. Yes, Chris. Look, I think I can probably buy a faceplate for about $30. I'm not sure whether I'm actually going to make one. We'll think about that. But it's on the list. There's other jobs that I'd really like to do too. And I do have a little job that might need a pattern. And I appreciate your offer. But at this point, don't know if everyone saw, there's still some issues with the lathe. The cross slide has problems. And I think I showed I didn't show a video, but I put it on social media. The nuts are really bad on the compound, so I've ordered bits and they are not here yet, but I guess they will be soon. I've got a soup tin with pens in it. I have a terrible issue with finding biros and pencils and wax pencils and Sharpies and things here in the workshop. The soup tin really isn't the answer. If anyone has designed or made or 3D printed or cast or fabricated or has a really good idea they've seen on making something to hold biros, preferably wall mount, let me know. Interested in finding that out and making something. We're working. I ordered Machine NZ. I ordered a piece of thread and 2 nuts to go with it. So they're trapezoid, so metric 22.5 degrees or whatever it is, 20 degrees metric square thread, and the nuts to match. So they should be pretty good, and I think that's the best way to do it rather than try and make something or thread something or whatever. Probably a self-tapper in the side of the can to do the job, but anyway. Thanks, Chevy. Also, new sticker. Can we actually see that? There we go. We can see it now, I think. A nail, yes. Maybe I could put a hook in there and just put a hole in the can. Then I could turn it upside down and empty the swarf out. New sticker here. New Keith Fenner sticker. Go and support him by a sticker. Get him to the bash because I'd like to catch up with him again. And we'd all like to see him there. So that's what a sticker does, is help him there. I'm painting this on 3mm dye bond, which is aluminium composite, a meter diameter. I don't know what's happening with this. I'm going to get it finished and get it to Stan. I don't know what he's going to do with it. Probably he's probably going to take one look at it and hang it on the wall. And I don't have an issue with that. Hey, Lisa. But we might even be raffling it. It might be a prize giveaway. It could be anything. So I'm doing it. It's pretty huge. You got no idea how big a meter is until you see it up close. Hi, David. So sitting on the bench, really can't get it in frame. But it's fairly big. I don't know if you realise just exactly how big this is going to be, but it's going to be pretty nice too. Whether I actually gold leaf the letters around here rather than do them in orange, that might be an option. And maybe, I don't know, we'll see what happens, but there's options to do things like that. So it might be spiced up a little bit from original, but it's going to be pretty fun. and it's going to be at the bash. So I guess Stan and I will work out what to do with it. If anyone's got any ideas, probably he's going to keep it as a thank you, but that's not a problem either. But it needs to basically dry for a week before I start putting some of this white on here. Will be next, and then we'll put the girl on it and some snow flakes and things, and probably think about lettering it last. So we'll see how we go with that. It catches a bit of wind. Yeah, it's a fairly big sign, but anyway, it's almost a mural, but it's good fun, and it's going to be really nice. So put strings on it. There's a bit of work in that, but it's coming up okay, and I've sort of got enough direction to think that it might actually work and look all right. So it's a fairly ambitious project for me. So this ball mount here is upside down. It's really not the best, and it's failing. So please forgive the shakes. At some point we'll get it fixed. Called by Christensen Machine Works down the road today. Chris is on lunch, is he? Awesome. These drills, they're low angle twist drills for drilling brass. Interesting to try them out. Marcus Christensen down the road. I called in to see him today, and he gave me a couple of these, so fairly interesting. But compared to a normal drill, they've got quite significantly lower angle, so it'll be interesting to try them out. Drive system for the launch, the gearbox. Not really. I've got a huge box of bits. Hey, Gary. Ooh, we're on 27-inch. That's pretty flash. These are all the bits. I think I showed these last week, but these bushes, the spacer bushes, are all made. It was quite a bigger job than I sort of anticipated, but they're all done. Now, the other thing that I've been doing this weekend, I've had 4 days, and you would think I'd have plenty of time for everything, but I don't. I've basically rewritten the rules for the, or modified or improved or updated the rules for the toolmaking competition, which will go to air about Saturday. It might be Sunday, but I think it'll be Saturday. I haven't shot any video yet, so that's something that I'm going to have to do one night this week after work, probably tomorrow night. But it's coming. It's going to be this week. It's pretty exciting. You probably need to have a project ready. There's some good prizes and a couple of different categories I think we've decided. So pretty excited about that. Hi, Adam. pretty excited about that. You're going to need a good video though, because the competition's pretty fierce, or it has been in the past. So we'll see how we go with that. And hi Cam, we've been talking about you, so late's okay. I was nearly late too, but I got things done. All bad stuff. Yeah, nothing good. Say thanks again for this pattern for this engine. Not going to use it on this one, but I've got a project that I probably will use it on. So yeah, that's a long way down the track. Got to get this one finished first, and this one finished first. Hope your finger's all right, Cam. That looks pretty serious, actually. The slit and saws, you want to watch them. Put a shield up and keep your fingers out. But anyway, I guess you don't have to tell you that. That's a bit severe. Our toolmaking competition, Stephen's put up a set of precision ground flat stones in a box, which is really nice. It's awesome. Really means a lot, actually. I'm probably going to put something toward it too. I'm not sure, as the second category. And I'm sure there'll be other things that might turn up as well. So that's in the future. Someone else had a video up today and I didn't see it. I meant to watch it. I've been out all day. Machine NZ, did you have a video up today? I think so. I haven't got to it yet. And if I don't leave a comment on your video and you think I should be watching, it means one of two things. Firstly, I haven't got to it. Or secondly, it was so crap that it wasn't worth putting. I'm not even going to say that. If I watch something, the least I can do is leave a nice comment. But yeah, if I haven't got to your video, it's because life's crazy busy. We'll see how we go, Stephen. I don't think you really need to go all out on anything else. We'll see how we go with it. But expect that video at the end of the week. There's a new video in the Kenny traction engine series. It's 12 months old, and I apologize that it was 11 months old since I made that part, and you've probably all seen it 1,000 times, but it's far enough back for there to be new stuff. So I did post that. That series is dependent on whether I get a video out for this, and it shows you that I've been a bit tardy with this too. The patterns, however, are done. Hey, Roger. Well, that's the problem, and postage is a bit of an issue, Chirpy, with the prizes. I sent a big box away last year, and it got a bit scary for both of us, me and the person who collected at the other end, as far as customs go. But we'll see how we go. I want to keep things a bit smaller, but there are things that we're looking at, so I'm not letting it slow me down very much. this gives you some idea how this looks. I don't believe that it's going to stick out quite that far. It wants a bit of length in the bearing, but I think that's probably, it's back in here somewhere in reality. So this is going to have a bit sliced off it. But that's got the makings of a very, very nice little engine. I don't think I'll be able to lift that up there like that when it's actually in cast iron. All these patterns are finished. You're probably right, Gary, but we can manage it too. I don't mind the postage. I don't mind putting my hand in my pocket for prizes either. But circumstances have changed since last year, and we'll see how we go. Gary definitely did his bit, so I really appreciate that. So this is the base. Look, that goes on there like that, I hope. I'll give you some idea. And this should clear the ground, which is what we're sort of aiming for there. So that's the sum total of all the machining on that so far. The patterns are finished. They're ready to go away. I just want to test this and make sure that I get some results. How long till they get sent out? Adam, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, you can't do that, Machine NZ. How long till they get sent out? Probably I'm going to have a foundry weekend first. So whether that's going to happen this weekend, I had to look at the train timetable and there's no interruptions this weekend. So maybe I'll get there this weekend. And I can pour one in aluminium and sort of see where the cores touch and where they come through and where it's too thick and where it needs a little bit of work and whether it'll fit in my machine to machine and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully we can get a set of cores up, and I might go up Tuesday actually and cast them. We'll see. So that project's progressing really well. This one I'm sending to John Creasy to put threads on the front for my chucks and the thread on the back to retain the gear. At some point that's going to happen too. I might get that sent out this week, John, I hope. I really appreciate that because I haven't got a thread cutting attachment yet. Good point, Gary. I don't like too much music. There are a couple of exceptions. Vlog style or podcast style videos, yes, I will listen to. But I'm not going to sit there and watch something that's mostly music. But if you've got a voice in the background as well, I don't mind that very much. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. PGS has got it done. Maybe. I haven't sat down and watched that either. It's a project for tonight, actually, is to watch that video. I saw it pop up. That's a crazy, impossible job. That was an entry in the toolmaking competition 2 years ago, and he's just got it finished, which is pretty amazing. A lot of work in that. Cam will have it finished no time flat now. He's proved that he can keep all his fingers. He'll have it finished pretty quick. Anyway, let's see how we go, Cam. I'm looking. It's a really cool series, and it's a nice machine. It's nice to see people make. It's nice to see people make cool machines, top quality machines from scratch, and the procedures they use to do them. I mean, that's pretty amazing. And thanks heaps for taking the time to upload all that video, Peter, and because I know you'll probably watch this later, and Cam, Machine NZ. I know you've had a series recently. They're a lot of work and a little bit thankless sometimes, but it's nice when people give you positive feedback on projects that you're up to period, you know, part 11 or part 22 or something, and people are still watching. So it's really nice, but the machine's worth it, and hang in there, everyone. Hang in there. Whatever you're doing, whatever your thing is, whatever life's doing to you, whatever you're, however you're unsettled by the political climate or whatever, that affects some people more than others. It doesn't affect me at all. There's nothing I can do to change it. So hang in there and embrace the community. If you're part of this community, it's a wonderful thing. Embrace that. Make it work for you a little bit. Give a bit into it, and put a bit into it, and do something nice for someone else, and it'll come back to get you. I'll promise that. So it's worked for me, and it keeps me sane. And amazing people you meet, amazing mentors I have, and amazing people that I hope have managed to help along the way a little bit. You've got to keep a bit of direction. Hey Dan, welcome. Anyway, we're 33 minutes in. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go and watch Peter's video and pack some of this junk up and start thinking about work tomorrow, and probably I should record something for a video for a tool making competition video. But anyway, it's not going to happen. So we've had our pep talk. We've had a look at what we've done. I'm going to say good night. Glad you checked in, Brendan. You're a fraction late, but good to see you. Anyone else who's new and you haven't said hello, say it next time. And more soon. Be kind to each other.